Hello viewers. Today I would like to talk a little about the Final Fantasy ending, as well as some things that I've found in, or rather some things that I've noticed regarding symbolism in the game, and the eyes of Ultimecia, Griever, and Idea. I would like to talk about eyes, too, later on. But anyhow, there is something very interesting in the Final Fantasy VIII ending. Actually, there are a lot of things interesting in the Final Fantasy VIII ending. Now, for people who are new to this channel, I will be talking about this as a believer that Rinoa is Ultimecia. For those of you who may have a problem about that or think, oh, you can't say that, Yoshinori Kitase said that Rinoa is not Ultimecia. What many of you may not know is that Yoshinori Kitase has retracted his statement. He's retracted his statement that Rinoa is not Ultimecia. He explained all of his reasons for doing so in an interview. You can find it on YouTube. The interview has to do with Dissidia NT. Is very interesting, and I do recommend that you watch it. I always say that for new viewers because, I mean, some people are surprised that I would even talk about something like this. One moment, viewers. Okay, excuse me. Anyhow, some people are surprised I would even talk about this. They wonder why I have the audacity. That is one of the reasons why. Anyhow, viewers, in the Final Fantasy VIII ending, Rinoa at some point has black wings. I'm sure many of you did not know that, or probably are somewhat suspicious of this fact, but you have to look at the video very carefully. And I will show you the image in question. Right here, her wings will turn from white to black. Now, some of you may ask, well, why does that mean anything? It means something because Rinoa had white wings in the game, and the only one who had black wings, feathered wings, was Ultimecia. It was not Rinoa. Rinoa at no time had black wings. Now, we are going to have to do this frame by frame, and we're going to have to look at it very carefully. Because it's going to be really difficult to sort of, it's going to go so fast that if we don't go slow, we will not catch it. So, here we go. Okay. We're going to go frame by frame now. So we're starting off, you can see obviously there's the outline of white wings, right? Okay, the wing is going to darken until it darkens completely and you have a black wing. You have black wings basically. The wings darken, the wings were white. Now the wings are dark, all right? For this video, we would just be looking at part of this ending, because the ending has so much in it that literally I have a lot to go through. I have to come back to that at a later date, because this ending, I should pay full attention to it. This is quite significant. Okay? I mean, eventually you can see the outline of the wings. The wings are going to fade away. First they were white, then they were black. Okay? Then you have a white wing again. And it's, now that we've seen the important parts, I think we can play this at regular speed. Play the parts of it that we want at regular speed. Alright. Here we go. Very disturbing ending. And it ends in Squall crying. Now, we're just gonna, let me see, is there anything behind this? Yeah. I mean, this is the end of the weird sequence, but I wanted to show you the weird sequence. I wanted to show you the weird sequence when basically her wing becomes like, you know, you have to do it frame by frame. You have to do it frame by frame because if you go too fast, you will miss it. And that's a secret that you put into the game. Now, the reason I say this is because you would not be able to see it otherwise. Okay, when you get to the point where they show her white wing, where they start showing, you know, the feathery outlines, and you can see the outline of a wing, and Rinoa is in the picture. I mean, and here she is. You see the outline of a wing, and it becomes black. Very interesting, to be honest. I am going to pause for a moment, viewers. One moment. All right. Yes. Anyhow, that is something in the ending that you will not see unless you go frame by frame. Very disturbing ending. There is a lot in that ending. There are hidden things in that ending. I mean, there are things in that ending that if you just look at them, if you're playing that video from regular speed and you're trying to catch everything in it, you will not get everything in it. This is an ending you have to watch several times over. And it is masterful because to have an ending that has so much in it, I mean, I have not even showed you the whole ending, but you see, for this video, I just wanted to focus on the fact that her wing became black in the ending. That is not something a lot of people talk about or know about, but it does. And so, Ultimecia has black wings, Rinoa has white wings. That is a very significant, you know, those are very significant qualities regarding them, obviously. One moment, viewers. I sort of have to clear my throat. It's that cold time of year, honestly. But yeah, this is a very interesting ending. The amount of, and you can see how it vanishes. You can clearly see how that ending vanishes. I mean, that wing vanishes. I have a dog barking in the background, and it's sort of distracting me. But anyhow, yes. Now, along with this, I would like to show again the Final Fantasy Mobius trailer. And this is in regard to the tears that Squall is going to shed after he sees this big sequence with Rinoa. Now, you have to remember that her wing changing colors was part of the sequence. Okay, it was a big sequence before, and you know, even more in the ending. Okay. You know, there was even more to this, but I'm just showing you a small part of the ending. It was pretty substantial. And some of us, as for myself, I really do believe all of my questions about this game, you know, in terms of just those really deep questions, were answered in this ending. And that was one of the things that convinced me, hey, Rinoa is Ultimecia. I mean, it's just done in that way. Okay. And I have to say that was a long time before. I just thought the ending was very weird before, but I mean, now that I look at it frame by frame, and I can see this, I think, wow, I knew it was something about this ending. I just could never put my finger on it. I mean, it seemed as though they wanted to connect Ultimecia and Rinoa in this ending and really express the point that, no, they're the same person. I mean, that's her from the future. Now, I would like to talk about an unrelated, well, it's still a subject that's related to this. It has to do with the Final Fantasy Mobius trailer for Ultimecia. Here we go. Actually, maybe I should play this in my browser. I think I will do that. Let me do that. Okay, here we go. Okay. This was from a game called Final Fantasy Mobius. This game used to be on mobile phone. You can no longer buy it because basically Square Enix ended support for it. They shut it down. But that was an event for the spin-off game. They have Ultimecia not only dancing, but doing the gesture that I call the shooting star gesture, where Rinoa points up at the sky. Alright? Something that Rinoa does, Ultimecia is doing in a totally different spin-off game. Now I believe I have something else regarding that. And what was it? I'm trying to remember what it was that... Oh, yes, I remember. I have, I wonder if I have the... Okay, here we go. But that's not it. I'm trying to get the video where Rinoa is pointing up at the sky. Okay? So, this is... Okay, here we go. No, is this... No, this is... Okay. I have to skip all of this. Oh, here we go. Shooting star. And guess who is pointing up? Guess who? Rinoa. Rinoa does the same thing that all... Rinoa did this first, of course. And then we have a spin-off game. I do not want the fantasy map generator. How did this... Oh my goodness. No, thank you. No. Okay. Okay, I'm closing this map generator because I did not mean to open it. Alright, that's good. Okay, we know Rinoa likes to dance. Apparently, in the spin-off of Final Fantasy Mobius, so does Ultimecia. So we can look at that again if we want to. She's dancing as though she's waiting for someone to dance with all of a sudden. Okay, but this is not the only thing I want to show you. She does this, points up at the sky. Now, in the original Final Fantasy VIII, when Rinoa did this, she caught Squall's attention. And she walks over to him. Okay. Now, the response in the Final Fantasy Mobius trailer is going to be somewhat different, but I want to show it to you anyway because it holds some significance to what we're talking about in the Final Fantasy VIII ending. Now, if you look at his eyes, they flinch a little bit. And you may say, interesting. Does this. His eyes flinch a little bit. Almost as though something is registering in his mind. So he knows what this is. He knows what this particular hand gesture is and who it is connected to. Now, obviously Squall, when he's looking like this, he's putting together in his mind that, wait, how would she know this? Who is Ultimecia? Could she be Rinoa? And so obviously that would affect you, even if you're trying to keep a straight face and you've just realized this in your mind. Wait, I'm fighting her? How can this be? So of course you have the flinching of the eyes. And of course, later on in the trailer, I have another video where I watched the whole thing. You can find the whole thing on YouTube. But I want to show that in particular to you. Now, let's look at the ending again. This time, straight through. We know we see the black wing. But there's a teardrop coming down after he sees this. Now you say, what's he crying about? What's he crying about? And of course it's very disturbing. I mean, I think most people would cry if they saw this, to be honest. But let's go back and let's look at the part where her wing changes. Okay? Let's look at the part where Rinoa has her wing change from white to black. Now, the opening also has some white feathers and black feathers. But this time, we just want to look at Rinoa's wings. Okay? Because they are present in this ending. You have to really take a look at it. They're going to show her very soon. We've already seen this, but let's look at it again. Her wings, the outline is there. Everything's blurred, though. White wing. Black wing. You can only imagine what is going on in Squall's mind. It's there for a split second, just to register in your mind, just to show you, wait, how's this so? And if you were Squall and you saw this, you would realize truth. And it would make you cry. That would make a tear come from your eye as you recognize the person you were fighting was actually Rinoa, the woman you love. So all of that reality comes hitting him in the face like a steam truck. I mean, a steam truck. I mean, a train or... what the hell am I talking about? I mean, like a truck, okay? Like a truck. Or a train or something. Or anything you could think of, okay? The rest of the ending is also here, but it's very long, and I just wanted to show you the relevant points. Some of you have already saw the Mobius trailer that I happened to show, but I just wanted to show that apparently, from what we can see, Squall has a response to, and of course that's another character from that game. I mean, they wear different outfits too. It was a very interesting game when it was on mobile phone before it was shut down. But basically, from these two instances, we can see that, Square, Soft, and Square Enix has tried to present Squall as very affected by this information that Rinoa is Ultimecia. I mean, if you look at it and you kind of see what's happening, in the Final Fantasy VIII ending, Squall's crying, and right before then you have Rinoa's wing go black. Black wings are Ultimecia's wings. White wings are Rinoa's wings. So when you think about it, why would Rinoa's wing go black? I think that would be enough information for Squall to realize, wait, this woman that we were fighting and the woman that I fought so hard against, was actually Rinoa, and she became that, and that would make him cry. And as for the Final Fantasy Mobius trailer with Ultimecia, obviously you can see that, you know, Ultimecia is doing all of the different, she's doing things that you would not expect her to do. She's dancing, and then she points up to the sky like Rinoa pointed up to the sky when she was pointing up at a shooting star. So all of this context has been provided by Square, even in their original Final Fantasy VIII game. But, you know, at the time I used to think the Final Fantasy Mobius trailer was something really unique, but now I realize, oh wait, in the ending they've already revealed that Rinoa has basically her wings are becoming black. So to many of us who are believers that Rinoa is Ultimecia, that is, you know, that solidifies our belief. Anyhow, next I would like to talk about a different subject. Should I end it here or should I keep talking? I tell you what, viewers, I might just end it here and do another video about the other subjects. And that may be today, that may be later. But I think I've showed you what I wanted to show you. Regarding, you know, these screenshots, the wing changes, the color changes for the wing, I want to do more investigation regarding the ending. But you see, the ending is so complex, I have to do it piece by piece. Alright, I have to go part by part, look at everything. I mean, you already know how I am if you've been on the channel. But many of you probably did not know this. But, you know, do not credit me with finding it. Michael Edwards found this first. He has a video about it. He does not really go into much detail in talking about it, but I just wanted to talk about this a little bit. I have many videos about, you know, the belief that Rinoa is Ultimecia, as well as many other Final Fantasy VIII videos. But basically, I just wanted to show you this. I just wanted to, so that you could see it. A lot of people have not seen this. You really have to go frame by frame and really pay attention to it, because you're not going to see if you don't pay attention to it. If you look at the Final Fantasy VIII ending and you do not pay attention to it, it is not really our fault if you get confused. There are a lot of people who really do not like us, who look at things like this and really come to, you know, the conclusion that Rinoa is Ultimecia. But I mean, we see things like this, and many of the players who are sort of saying things against us, you know, I mean, they really cannot explain things like this to us. They can't do it. They can't explain the Final Fantasy Mobius trailer to us. So, anyhow, viewers, I wanted to add this to the collection of knowledge that we have. I would like to tell all of those people who watch my videos, who have subscribed to my channel, thank you for the support. I do plan to continue to make Final Fantasy VIII content. I have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of information ready. But at this point, I think the wisest thing I can do is not to bombard you, not to just throw a bunch of information at you without, you know, just basically giving, you know, making smaller videos like this per adventure. Mainly, I really do not have a problem with making long videos, but I just want to have them revolve around the topic at hand. So I think in this video, you kind of get the point. You see it with your own eyes. You can think about it however you like to think about it. But basically, you saw her wings change from white to black. Now, there are things in the Final Fantasy VIII opening that we could talk about that are also very significant, that actually are related to the Final Fantasy VIII ending, that are foreshadowing many things in the game. But at the same time, I think for our purposes, you know, just looking at that part of the ending and really thinking about what this could mean, is significant. Looking at that Final Fantasy Mobius trailer and asking the question, why is Squall crying? Is there something more to this? This is very significant when a man cries. Now, of course, in the game, he does not even call himself an adult yet. And I can, I have some dialogue in the game that kind of, let me see, that kind of, there's a quote he says, something about adults are boring, when he's talking to a particular character in the game. So he's just 17, but even so, he's still, from the perspective of a young man, he's still basically a man. So if a man is crying, you have to ask, what did he see that made him cry? I mean, when you see the woman you love with black wings, and you know who has black wings, and I mean, you see all this flashbacks, you see all these face changes, and you think, what the hell? Who is who? I see so many faces and, so many events going right before my eyes. And then you see Rinoa. First her wing is white, then it's black, and then you say, oh shoot, I know what this means. Darn, this is terrible. I mean, and that would make a person cry, in my opinion. And then you have the Final Fantasy Mobius trailer, where she does the shooting star gesture that Rinoa does in the Final Fantasy VIII game. And that makes Squall's eyes, if you look at his eyes, just flinch just a little bit. So they're trying to indicate to us that this affects Squall when this knowledge is, when he sort of realizes this knowledge. When this knowledge is, dawns upon him. This is significant to him. This is something that affects him heavily. This is just something, it breaks him apart. It makes him cry. So, I wanted to show that to you. So, I mean, you can basically think about it. You have your own thoughts about it. And just, basically, let me see, I think I can find that quote. But that quote's about him talking to another person. Anyhow, I think I've sort of gotten my point across. Let me put it that way. I think you can understand what I'm saying. Usually I do my videos for a great deal longer, regarding a period of time. But I think now, just for this, for this particular video, I am going to basically end it here, because, I think you've seen what you needed to see. So basically, may you be blessed and farewell. I am still going to be doing a lot of videos about this. Alright?